April 15th, 2026, and welcome to our anxiety and depression support stream. My name is Ruby, and this is my channel, and I have no plans for tonight, you guys. So we're just gonna see how the spirit flows. Or I'm gonna leave it up to y'all and let me know what you want to chat about. Now, we did start a series. I just did not have a chance to write for tonight. But we did start a series April 1st, actually. Hold on, let me double check. My little notes from this year. We started, yes, we did. We started it April 1st. Yes. Being one with self is what the series is for this month. We talked about the spirit of peace on the 1st. And then last week, that's why I didn't write anything, because we're going to expound a little bit on what I shared last week. But thankfully, because I didn't have much time to write for tonight, but I think also subconsciously I said, we're going to expound. So last week I talked about your energy. Your energy, which is your soul realm. And I asked you 3 questions. Number 1, am I in tune with my own energy? Number 2, do I know my energy? That is to say, do I know it not just mentally, not just emotionally, not just physically, but do I know it spiritually? And is my energy mine? And then, of course, I got into a little bit of teaching, and I'm trying to see. Actually, I'm going to go over this for a second. But everybody, hello, welcome, coming into the chat, coming into the live stream. I'm glad you're here. I'm kind of glossing over our teaching from last week because I feel like we're going to expound on that. And aside from that, I'm leaving it open tonight for y'all to share anything. You can ask me anything, literally. Literally, ask me anything tonight and I will answer. But we're going to get into, I'm going to expound on this energy teaching because I had quite a reminder for myself yesterday. So this is perfect. So again, my questions were, am I in tune with my own energy? Do I know my energy, and is my energy mine? I'm feeling like number 3 is sticking out to me. But last week I shared, and of course you guys can go watch the video from last week. Am I connected with my energy, which is my soul realm? Am I connected? Am I in tune with my woundedness, or am I enslaved to it, was my question when it came to this one. And then I posed the question, and really assessment for yourself, am I wounded, broken, or I should say, am I toxic, broken, or restored in these areas? And we are always on the journey to restoration. So some areas of our life, we're still in toxicity because we haven't learned to heal. Other places we're broken because we've accepted that we have brokenness and woundedness. And then for those of us on the inner healing journey, which is what I teach, you are already on the path to restoration and probably finding victory after victory for yourself, which is beautiful. And that is what I pray for all of us. Right. So I did get into this. Dream will be me. So I said, my energy will only be as authentic and sound as my active participation. So, yes, we must be in this inner healing journey and actively participating in our own recovery, which is very important. And then I shared, if I'm not on the path to restoration, I'm likely operating from my default mode and at the mercy of the wounds of my trauma, offenses, and all that comes with residual energy from the people who have hurt me. This is so. And then I said, and that is enslavement. This is so important. In fact, this is what I'm going to get into tonight because this is the second time that sticks out to me. So we're going to get into this. But hi, everybody. Welcome in the chat. Let me see what y'all are saying, what you are up to. Let's see. Mo Wilson, hi. Of course you can ask a question. I'm glad you're here. Ask away. Hi, Louise. I'm so glad y'all are here. Of course, we can be friends. Where are you from? Rog. Oh, Rogier. Hi, I am from Texas. Where are y'all from? And yes, please ask anything. I am listening. I'm all ears. I'm going to teach a little bit, but yes, I do want this to be a very organic live stream. So if you have any questions or you want to share anything, ask away. And I'm all ears. So let me get into this. This is where I wanted to expound on because this is really the turning point, what I'm going to get into tonight, which is number 3. Is my energy mine? Is my energy mine? That sounds silly, doesn't it? But I'm gonna get into this. Remember, my energy is my soul realm. So it is my mind, my heart, and my will. And this is why I always share, you are the gatekeeper of your mind. Your handsome mind, you are the gatekeeper. That is to say, you're in charge of what you choose to, let's use this word, shall we, meditate on mentally. Because really, there is a process of meditation before I even subconsciously decide that this is something I believe. If I think about something, okay, now I've shared this in other teachings, but there are different types of thinking, okay? There's active thinking, which is present real time. That is me presently in this moment, I am thinking about something and I'm aware of it, okay? It is deliberate. But then there's passive thinking. And this is the type of thinking that happens when I'm on autopilot. There's all kinds of reasons for this space, but this is where, if I'm not careful and I'm just receiving information passively, I may subconsciously adopt the information as truth into my thought process. Okay? Now, where it turns into a belief system is when I begin to meditate on what I'm thinking. And what is meditate? It is to focus on a thought or focus on a feeling, and to continually, it's a consistency, it's a continuous state of focus. This is the best way I can describe what meditation is. It is a continuum of focus. Brilliant. So if my mind is thinking about, let's say, somebody, and I'm always thinking about that person, my mind is meditating and my energy is going to that person. And of course, it could be a thing. It could be something that you are, let's say, on the sort of negative side, you're worried about something. So in fact, worry is negative meditation because you are going over it and going over it, but in a negative space. That's what worry is, you guys. And this is a good one for us to know because this is our anxiety support stream. So the same thing with our heart. My heart is my emotional realm, so it is my feelings. And of course, my feelings are inspired, motivated, and affected by my thoughts. So I have active emotions. That is, right now, I feel like this. I'm in my present and I feel this way. But then I do have, I will call it residual emotions. These are emotions that perhaps I have not dealt with. And they are also connected to spaces within me that are not healed. But anyways, why I'm getting into this is because I want you to understand when I'm talking about my energy, this is threefold. And then, of course, my will is my chooser, I guess you could say. It is a space within my soul that allows me to choose in any direction. And it will only be as healthy or unhealthy as my thoughts and my emotions. Hi, welcome. I'm from India. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Joey. But yes, you guys, I'll be coming back to see what you guys are sharing. So don't hesitate to just ask away or share anything. So my question was, is my energy mine? Is my energy mine? Right? I'm asking myself if that is my question. And I can answer for you. My energy is mine, but I'm also, if I do not have healthy boundaries, this is why this is important for us to understand. I must have boundaries to keep my energy healthy and to prevent my energy from being hijacked. And what am I talking about? My energy can be hijacked from those who would bring negativity toward me. Okay? What's an example of this? I'm at work. This is a live testimony example. I'm at work. I'm doing my job, and I have a very rude and unkind customer or guest. In my case, it's a guest because my day job is in hospitality. So they come with negative energy toward me, and right away, I am the line of fire. Okay? Because I am being attacked with negative energy. So, my first line of defense is to remember I must keep my energy healthy. First of all, it's mine. I must protect it. Okay. Just like when I teach you on being the gatekeepers of your spiritual gold, which is your mind and your heart, I am protecting what's inside from being hurt, and I'm protecting myself from what's coming from the outside. Okay. So, when I say keep my energy healthy, this is what I'm talking about. I have two spaces that I need to protect myself. I don't let anything in that is not mine. And secondly, if I have, because a lot of us have, if I have let something come in that wasn't mine, then I have to learn how to uproot it and release it. So in this case, in this example, and a lot of us can relate to this, a lot of us have experienced this in a work environment. You may have actually, some of you are in toxic work environment, and you have had to learn how to protect yourself from from many things, actually. But what we're talking about tonight is preventing your energy from being hijacked. So in the case of a rude customer, I'll just say customer because it's more general. A rude customer comes and just onslaught of verbal abuse, rude, threatening, inconsiderate, disrespectful. No, obviously, unless unless you are like that yourself, most of us would probably be taken aback, especially that you're in the space where you're doing your job, you're being courteous. You would probably be taken aback, and hopefully, graciously, you would try to, what's the word I want to use? De-escalate the energy. Okay, because really, in a work setting, you are in a professional position to do this. So, in theory, you would firstly notice this person is attacking me verbally. Whatever the reason, whatever their excuse, it is not acceptable. And it is not okay because you don't deserve to be spoken to that way. And you don't deserve to be mistreated, whether you're working or not. So, first assessment is this person is clearly upset. That's number one. And the reason I'm using this example is because it is accusatory and disrespectful. Okay, so that hostility and negativity is coming at you, right? There could be other situations where actually somebody's upset, but they're crying and they're actually being humble and they're looking for help. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a situation where you are becoming a target for this negativity coming at you. So the first thing I need to do is remember, protect my energy. This person is coming at me, whatever the reason. As a professional, I do my job to de-escalate and help them, because I also have to realize when people come at me, it is something within them that they're struggling with, and for whatever reason, they don't know how to have a rein on their emotions or their mouth or their words. But this is not your responsibility. This is where I'm getting at. Okay. It is not my responsibility to expect somebody to behave or act in a certain way. That is autonomy that we have. And especially as adults, we should be able to understand this by now, most of us. Okay. So in my example, I keep my energy healthy by disassociating from the onslaught. Okay? It doesn't matter what they're saying. If they are coming against me, I must remember this is not personal. And even if they're saying stuff to you to make you, because this is, and this is where we get into like understanding that there are people who carry toxic energy. And some of their, because they're very, very unhealed, some of their a method to sort of quell their own chaos and madness is projecting all of their stress and anxiety and fear onto you because they feel out of control. Okay. Now the problem is when a person like this who is very toxic meets a person who is very empathic, because the empathic person will naturally want to take on that responsibility to fix and to help. But no, we will not do that. And especially if you are recovering from toxic empathy, we have to remember we help, but we don't do it at the expense of our own mental, emotional, and physical well-being. So this onslaught's coming at me. I disconnect and I remember this is not personal, especially if I'm at work. This is business. How can I handle this situation in a professional way? Now, of course, if you try and de-escalate by saying, ma'am or sir, I hear you. I understand you're frustrated. I can see you're upset, but please let's not take this into a disrespectful level or space. Obviously, if that doesn't work, then you would have to go up the chain of command. But for your own sake, I have to mentally and emotionally prepare myself already to say, that is not mine. They can say what they say. It is not mine to receive. It is not my energy. It is their energy. Okay? And this is my first step, because if I don't do that and I don't set that boundary on the onstart or the onset, then I'm already compromising my position, and probably I will start to kind of receive some of that as offense, and then that turns into hurt, and that turns into, now I've taken this on to myself, and now I have to unlearn it and uproot it. Okay, so it gets very, and it's easily done. Trust me. I mean, a lot of times we don't even think about this stuff, because especially if it's something in this kind of situation where out of nowhere this happens and you weren't ready, you weren't prepared for that. So this is why I'm encouraging us that my energy is mine. And when I'm around, and let's just use another example, okay, just to kind of help us see that this is all over the place. Maybe it's not work. Maybe it is a family member or a friend or an acquaintance, somebody you know, or a neighbor. This is somebody maybe you're kind of like in close proximity to. This is kind of where I'm getting at. That you see them often, or you are around them enough to be affected by their energy. And maybe it's not very healthy. And it is different, of course. If it's a neighbor, it's different than it would be a sibling or a family member, okay? Especially if you're seeing them often. Nonetheless, family or not, friends or not, I have to remember that my energy is mine and I must learn to protect it. For those of you who I'm going to say a special thing. For those of you who have gone through some of this with people closest to you, where you've sort of been, at worst, the scapegoat in your family, or sort of the one who takes sort of the brunt of that energy, reach out to me, shesrestored@gmail.com, and I can help you sort through some of this. But the encouragement here is to, number one, understand my energy is mine. And even if I spent an entire lifetime not feeling like I own my own essence, I can learn to unlearn and begin to come back to myself. Hi, Ghost Patrol. Hi. You're from Indonesia. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for subscribing. I welcome you to the family. I like your name, Ghost Patrol. And nice to meet you too. I'm so happy you're here. So yeah, is my energy mine? With this said, y'all, I'm going to get into this a little bit because a lot of us are struggling with misidentity because I have spent a lifetime or a very long time, for whatever reason, whether I just didn't know how to own my energy, or I'm still in the space where I feel like I don't have a voice in my sphere. You do. And my encouragement to you, and especially if you've been in this chronic space, is please reach out. I would love to walk alongside you and help you to uproot some of this so that you begin to own your energy again, because you deserve it, and it's yours, and it's beautiful, and it's glorious, and we need you in this world. We need you, especially now, y'all. I can't stress that enough. So yes, if you are here and you are struggling with this, I'd love to help you. shesrestored@gmail.com. Or you can leave a comment or leave me your email and I can reach out to you. And I do have a website, shesrestored.com. You can find it on my description on my channel. And we can set up a session, or you can choose from my bundles. I have 3 of them for my inner healing work. I am a certified master life coach. I specialize in the inner healing journey. And I also work with artists and musicians. So if you're interested as an artist for some life coaching, reach out to me. Okay, what else? Prevent my energy from being hijacked. So yeah, I have to have some things in place for myself, regardless of where I am. If it's a work environment, it's almost like I have to go to work with my armor on, my spiritual armor, to remember I'm coming to bring service to the people that I am serving at work, but I am not a doormat. And I think, it's different for everybody, right? But in hospitality, for sure, your job is to serve and to help others. In my specific realm, I work in the hotel world during the day. And, but I've also had to remember that an unhappy customer doesn't warrant disrespect. And in your line, if you work in retail, whatever it is, you shouldn't have to put up with that kind of behavior. And if you can't, because that is the business, this is why it's extra important for you to just have that in place for yourself mentally and emotionally when you walk in that door and when you come out, that everything that is said, it is not personal, and it is not mine to absorb. In the same way that, like I say, when you're scrolling, whatever social media, or you're watching TV passively, everything that's coming at you doesn't necessarily mean it's for you. And we have to discern that. So let me see what else. I'm going to go back to last week's to see if there's anything else I want to expound on. And yes, if you guys are still in the chat, if you want to share anything, please do. This is our anxiety and depression support live stream. I do this every Wednesday for those of you that are new. I have a teaching this month, but I also have streams where we just talk about whatever. And you are free to ask or share anything regarding your journey and your battle with anxiety or depression. This is an area that I am certified in, by the way, those of you that are wondering or curious. So if it is a battle that you have and you would like some mentoring or life coaching, please reach out to me. So I'm going to echo this again. My energy will only be as authentic and sound as my active participation. Okay. So I did ask this last week, what are the areas in your life that your energy has been hijacked? Either subconsciously, which, by the way, we would find out through our inner healing sessions. So yes, so subconsciously, that is to say, it's my autopilot. I don't even realize it's happening to me. A lot of this happens to those of us that have been through or have had the unfortunate experience of narcissism or narcissistic abuse, I should say, which is a totally dark space to be in. But some of us are also in a space where I realize something's happening, or like I know that I'm sort of submitting, perhaps out of fear, to whatever person or people around me. Let's say in a family dynamic, that's just how it's been. I've always been sort of, the black sheep of the family, and I just haven't had the courage to speak up about it, whatever it is for you. What's important for you is to know this and then take your power back, because your energy is yours. It is a gift to you to give to the world in a healthy way. Let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to expound on. And by the way, anybody can share as I'm asking these things. If you guys want to share, remember, it blesses everybody who's watching. And I firmly believe in that. Testimony is taking my power back. So, yes. And then we have a couple of weeks, I guess, left in April, but I'm going to get into, sorry, y'all. I'm going to get into existence. next week, I think. I'm just seeing if you guys shared anything else. Mo, I never got your question. I'm still waiting. No pressure, but if you want to ask away. Am I in tune with my energy? Remember, to be in tune is to set the dial. Y'all, I'm old school, so I always like to use this example. Set the dial to the station that you want to listen to. Am I in tune with my own energy? Is there any static? For those of us that are older, you remember when you're changing a dial on the radio, there is static in between stations. Are you there? Because if you are, then we need to clear it so we can be completely set on your frequency, on your station, which is your energy. Am I in tune with my own energy? And if I'm not, what is interfering? What's interfering with me being one with myself? Maybe you don't know what it is. This is where you begin to discover this through the inner healing journey. It's like, I know something's off. I'm not sure what it is, but I'd like to know. I'd like to figure it out. Reach out to me, she'srestored@gmail.com. Do I know my energy? This is part of discerning what is mine, what is truly mine, what was projected onto me by somebody else. What do I mean by this? So let me give you an example. I'm going to give this example because I have to give another example with the whole inherited part, because there is energy that we adopted by inheritance, by lineage, by family line. But and we need to know that too. So I'll start there. I need to know what is not mine, or what is mine just because this is how my family was. Just because our family did it that way doesn't mean it's healthy or good. Some of us, I've been sharing this forever, and I will always share it because it's important to know that some of us are the black sheep, or as I like to say, the pink sheep of the family. And so for us, the journey has not been cookie cutter. We've always been a little different. We've always done things a little different. Maybe we never felt like we really fit in. So yeah, just because our family did it that way doesn't make it good or right or healthy. So some of us are the ones who are going to change the trajectory for the better for our family. That's inherited energy. Okay. Now, projected energy can come from personal relationships, romantic relationships. That's why, you guys, this is so important to understand. Let's say, unfortunately, and I don't say this lightly because a lot of us have been here, or a lot of us are here. Let's say you're in a romantic relationship with someone, and they are very critical of you. Whether it's your appearance or your habits or whatever it is, okay? Now, you're in a romantic relationship, so obviously you care about this person, you love this person, you're hoping for the best. And maybe at first you didn't notice this or you didn't see this, but suddenly you start realizing that your partner has an issue with being critical of you. What's dangerous here is that, especially if you're an empathic person, is you sort of have the rose-colored glasses and you want to think the best of them. And that's great. And I think we should. I think we should always think the best of people. But when it gets to the point where it starts to affect how you feel about yourself, it starts to affect how you think about yourself, it starts to affect how you care for yourself and how you carry yourself, your countenance, all of this stuff, then that is the evidence that this energy that is being given to me, that it's really supposed to be, I believe this, you know, it's supposed to be good, healthy energy from your partner. Not perfect, because nobody's perfect. But if it is into this space of it is starting to affect you mentally, emotionally, or physically, or all of the above, this is toxic energy. And it must be addressed. Because you don't want to internalize this. And really, if you're already here where you're starting to feel I'm fat, I'm ugly, or I'm skinny, or I'm whatever it is, I'm not good enough, it's already affecting you, and you've absorbed it as part of your energy. So I have to learn and discern this. And by the way, for some of us, it's not that easy. We have to learn, first of all, our worth. We have to know that what I teach you all the time is that your worth is priceless. There is no price on your worth. And I do believe that God has, for those of you that are called to marriage, God has someone who has his heart for you that's going to love you the way you deserve. I'm still going to talk about kingdom marriage, you guys, by the way. And also, a lot of us either are or have been in counterfeit relationships where we're not with the person we're supposed to be, because again, there's so much. I'm not going to sidetrack, but let's come back to this. I have to remember that my energy is gold, and if I am connected to somebody who doesn't value my energy, who doesn't take care of my energy, then I have to learn how to bring my energy back. Okay, this is not a pride thing. This is not a vanity thing. This is a matter of your mental health, your emotional health, and your physical health. And this is serious, actually. So, with this said, is your energy yours? Just seeing if you guys said anything else. Is your energy yours? And if it's not, there is time to reclaim it and recover. And I wish that for you. I wish that for all of you and for us. And if you're interested in my one-to-one sessions, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to walk alongside you. I work with your budget, so don't let that stop you if you're struggling financially, which a lot of us are. And remember that that you are beautiful, and you deserve, or handsome, and you deserve the best. Okay. If you're interested in doing any one-to-one sessions for anxiety or depression, I welcome you as well. She'srestored@gmail.com. And I will be back Friday for our Light Days live stream. That's what I'm calling it, all April. Our Light Days live stream. I'm trying very hard to stay away from talking about all the crazy, chaotic darkness of the world, which we're going to have plenty of time to get into. But for this month, we're keeping it light. Good morning. Good morning, Cooldy. Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you. I send love your way as well. Thank you for the kind words. I'm actually about to log off, but if you'd like to share anything before I leave, this is anxiety and depression support, and we have been talking about being one with self. Today, I got into energy, owning your energy, and you're welcome to watch the replay as soon as I log off. And y'all, by the way, I just haven't had time, but I am planning to try and get my channel a little more organized, especially with my live streams, because I've been doing a lot of live streams, like probably the last year and a half, I think. So they're kind of they're not in a playlist or labeled or anything like that, but I'm going to try and do that for you guys for easy access, so you can watch them at your leisure if you miss the live streams. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to say good night to you guys. Good morning, those of you that are waking up. It's actually close to my bedtime. So I'm going to wind down for a little bit before I go to bed and enjoy my day off tomorrow, which I very much relish. But if you guys need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. she'srestored@gmail.com or sign up for my sessions. And I will see you all Friday.
Hit that subscribe button.
What he said. Love y'all. And take care of yourself. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve the best. You deserve the best. Okay? You deserve the best. I'm going to keep saying it. Somebody needs to hear it as much. You deserve the best. You deserve to be treated like a queen or a king. You deserve to be loved unconditionally. Y'all, and I'm speaking from experience, okay? I'm not settling for less than what God has promised, because I know my worth and I want you to know yours. Oh, I'm your best friend? How is that possible? We just met. But I welcome, yes, I welcome and I extend my friendship to you. And thank you for saying hello and coming to the channel. And you guys have a wonderful night. And I'll be back, Lord willing, yes, Friday. Oh, by the way, my Soñado Libre Sound family, I am bringing back Artistry Live sessions. I know it's been so long, but I'm bringing them back. So look out for that. And I'm still deciding if I'm going to do live or I'm just going to upload videos for us, because, yeah, it's time. Okay, bye. Love you.